Can you imagine what it will feel like when you make some content and thousands of people watch it? Would you like to know exactly why you are not able to make more money? And the most important thing for me is not getting more views or making more money, but how do I get thousands of more views, make more money, but still remain firm in my faith in God? Today, I'm going to show you how I do all three. And once you know this, it's pretty automatic. It's as simple as turning on your cooker or playing a game. A couple of months ago, I released a video about how to get faster results than ever before. I talked about the assembly line concept to success. I talked about the game Township I had started playing. In the game, I plant on my patch of ground, and then later, wheat grows, corn grows, and carrots grow. I then take the wheat, the corn, and the carrots to my factory. When I go to the factory, I set the assembly line to make food that I give to my cows and my chickens and my sheep. Then I take that food to my cows, my chickens, and my sheep, and they eat it. Then while eating, the cows produce milk, the chickens produce eggs, and the sheep produce wool. But in the factory, once it's set, it's automatically going to produce the food for the animal. In fact, I'm so confident I rarely wait around and watch the assembly line do its thing. I will go away and come back later to see the results. Well, it's the same way with your success. Success and failure are automatic. It all comes down to what you set your assembly line to, like when playing Township. But Israel, this isn't a game. So how do I apply this to my life so I can get more views, make more money, and remain firm in my faith? Let me show you. So last month, I had a paid event where I walked through this concept which I call the 3 M's. The 3 M's are like the assembly line. Once they get installed or set, it automatically produces the result, good or bad. Most don't have the 3 M's installed the way I talked about. So today, you are going to discover the 3 M's. This way you can use it yourself. And if you take any successful example in the Bible, they all use this. The first M you need to succeed is the most important, because like any assembly line, if you don't have step 1, you're never going to make it to step 3. Step 3 is where the results come from. So that technically is most significant. But like I said, there is no step 3 without step 1. The first M is like putting some chicken in the oven and setting your cooker to 180 degrees Celsius. That's 300 degrees Fahrenheit or gas mark 6. You expect the chicken to cook in about 90 minutes. If you came back 5 minutes later, you know it wouldn't be ready. The same way, if you came back 5 hours later, your chicken would be burnt to a crisp. That's because the setting is automatic. I used to love playing games when I was younger. My favorite game to play was FIFA. EA Sports, it's in the game. If you know, you know. It was the best football game there was by a mile, and FIFA quickly dominated the sports market. The PlayStation was always on in our house. I would play with my older brothers, we would do 2-on-2s, I would play with my friends. Even thinking about it right now brings joy. Those were some good times. But after years of FIFA being the only football game worth playing, a new game came out, Pro. FIFA vs Pro was like Mac vs Windows or Apple vs Android. That's how I can help someone who doesn't know what it was like to get it. Now to those who know, Pro was not the one. The players looked funny, and because they were nowhere near as big as FIFA, you didn't have players with names. I remember you had to download the file and then you uploaded it so all the players had names and teams had the right jerseys. Pro was ghetto, I ain't even going to lie. But it started to stick. We obviously didn't buy Pro in my house, we were FIFA through and through. But one of my friends took the Pro pill. He loved it. So at my house we would play FIFA, but at his house we would mainly play Pro. So at his house or anywhere I played Pro, I did the same thing. I set the controller settings to FIFA buttons. So even though I was playing Pro, it was exactly as if I was playing FIFA. We had to press circle on FIFA to shoot. So on Pro, when I press circle, it would shoot. I changed all the buttons on Pro to match exactly what FIFA was. It was automatic. I didn't need to do anything after that. It just did what it did. You could even save profiles to save time. So instead of changing each button every single time I played, it was as easy as clicking one button and Pro became FIFA in a sense. And this helps you understand the first M. The first M is mindset. Mindset is like setting the oven to 180 or changing the settings on the controller in a game. Whatever your mind is set to, it will produce the results automatically. This is exactly why the Bible says, renew your mind. My mind is set to winner. abundance, power, and so forth. So automatically, this is what my assembly line produces. I remember when my mind was set to, nobody's going to watch this video too, just like my other videos. It will automatically produce it. So when it comes to recording, you feel and record like nobody's going to watch. And then nobody watches. And that's even if you get to record. That mindset stops most people from even recording at all. But my mindset is set to success. So I record this video, like hundreds of thousands of people will watch this. Imagine how you would feel if you knew hundreds of thousands of people were going to watch it. How good would your next video be? That's an example of the feeling you need to take into your content creation. I don't doubt for a second that hundreds of thousands of people need what I share in my content. It's only a matter of time before everyone else realizes it. This is a game of catch up. Now, once you have the right mindset, the assembly line moves to station number 2. In the Bible, Joseph in Genesis is such a great example of this. Joseph was the 11th of 12 sons. He was his father Jacob's favorite son. Jacob gave Joseph this magnificent coat. He had Joseph flossing like no one else in town. His brothers hated him, but that coat showed everybody he was numero uno, number 1. Joseph had one thing going for him, and it wasn't that he was the favorite or because he had a special coat. Joseph believed that God made anything possible. He had the correct mindset to make success automatic. Most people understand how pecking order typically works. Oldest first, then second, third, and so on. Joseph had some very intriguing dreams though. His first dream was about him and his brothers in the field binding sheaves. You would bundle all this wheat together, and in the end, you'd have a fat stack, a fat bundle. Joseph told his brothers that in his dream, their bundles stood up and bowed to his bundle. This symbolized they would bow to him. Did Joseph really just say he is going to reign over us, even though he's the 11th son? Is this the madness his coat has taken him to? It gets better. Joseph had another dream. This time, Joseph tells the dream to his brothers and father Jacob. Imagine Joseph dripped out in his coat with a smile on his face as he runs to tell them his dreams. Guys, I had another dream. You won't believe it. I saw the sun and the moon and 11 stars, and they all bow down to me. And they get the dream. His father rebukes him. Joseph, you think your brothers, your father and mother are all going to bow down to you? To speed things up, his brothers sell him into slavery and think this means the dreams won't come true. Joseph prospers in his new master's house though, then gets thrown in prison. In prison, he interprets dreams for 2 people who work for Pharaoh. Then 2 years later, Pharaoh has 2 dreams and no one can interpret them but Joseph. Joseph went from the pain of prison to the pinnacle of prosperity because of the second M. When you have the right mindset, it produces the right message. No matter if he had the best position at home or the worst position in prison, his message stayed the same. He continued to move masses with his message that came from his maker. And it's the same thing you must do. When I said earlier, I make videos knowing hundreds of thousands will watch them, some laughed. They are like Joseph's brothers, laughing at him, thinking he's just a dreamer. But regardless of what the current situation may look like, they will see soon enough. We are winners, so we know it's only a matter of time. Now we move to the third M. When you have the right mindset and is producing the right messages, you now move to station 3. Station 3 on the assembly line is where all the success gets produced. Now that my mind is set to winner, and the messages coming out of my mouth are aligned with winning, all that's left for me to do is to make the moves that only winners can. Like the assembly line, the moves I make are automatic. They are the produce of my message and my mindset. Like the cooker and like FIFA, setting your mindset is the only thing you need to do. Everything after is automatic. A great way to set your mindset for victory, abundance and power is to tell yourself better stories. And that's why watching my video on the stories you tell that cost you the sell is what you should watch next. Go win, and God bless winners.